That's it. That's the Ethan we know from the last 18 months, right? Merciful. There's one word I think of next to Ethan's name. It's merciful. In fact, I think that's his middle name. Ethan Merciful Klein. What do you mean? Yes, you can do politics and comedy at the same time. Is that not what your husband does on his show? Where are you right now? You're on the H3 podcast, a comedy podcast that has spent the last 18 months talking about Israel. I wish everyone had enough humility to say when they're not informed enough to give an opinion on something. But he doesn't look anywhere near as bad as someone who buys their clothes from Teddy Fresh. The goofs and the gaffs. Hitting them with the goofs and the gaffs. You hit them with a goof, you hit them with a gaff, okay? I believe the sizable black fellow is their head mod, is my understanding. A bit like Chud has Stylo, you know. Alright, so, guys, as you may or may not be aware, Vadim, otherwise called the Dreamwalker by some, the Dreamwalker Vadim, who exists in the plane between waking and sleeping, shifts between waking and sleeping, like two planes of existence. Dream Warrior, Dreamwalker Vadim, Lucid Vadim. Amazing bit. Start over. Shut up. The Dreamwalker Vadim challenged Ethan Klein. Used to be called CreationistCat, yeah. Challenged Ethan Klein to a debate. He initially was challenged by Ethan Klein. Obviously, he appeared on Hutch's stream and was challenged by Ethan Klein to call in. Probably because he seemed like an easy target. And then Vadim, apparently, he claims that Ethan cancelled on him. Now, there's been some dispute about that. Apparently, he claims that Ethan cancelled on him and backed out. So Vadim was like, this Friday, you gotta show up and debate me, okay? That's what he said. This Friday, show up and debate me. Go watch his video announcing it. Because this Friday, today, is the last show of this, like, season of H3. They take their annual break around this time of year. And so they're off for 2 weeks. So it had to be kind of this Friday or never, really. Because it's like, who the f***'s gonna care in, like, a few weeks? Like, who's gonna give a shit by that point? And their initial one got cancelled for reasons we'll get into. So we're going to take a look at the first call-out video for anyone that hasn't seen it already. And then we're going to move into H3's response and why it's not happening. Okay, it doesn't seem to be happening. But let's see.
Hey, it's Vadim, guys, and this message is for Ethan Klein. Recently, you invited me onto your show, and I accepted. But then you made up some lame excuse about having to meet last minute with some billionaire who was suing you for defamation, and you wussed out. Now, I'm not all that great of a debater. In fact, during my last debate, I made this genocide-denying farthead that you praised on your show do this.
Palestinian faction that says from the river
He's self-aware and likes editing real one.
In the Middle East.
There's a pretty decent argument that I should just stick to scripted content. But then I've also managed to get under the skin of every single one of your sycophantic, propagandizing, human colostomy bag foot soldiers.
So, obviously Nick was quote tweeting this going, this isn't funny. This isn't funny. This isn't funny, Vadim. This sucks.
So I think I can take you on. And you even said
yeah, he was,
yourself,
yeah.
Now, Vadim, I'll tell you this. I'm here with open palms.
I'm not owned, I'm not owned, I'm not owned, I'm not a foot soldier, I'm not owned.
I would love for you to call in at any time.
Well then,
turns into a carrot.
Is Ethan, or more specifically, this Friday. Hey, it's Vadim versus Ethan Klein. Be there or be a pussy.
Okay. So, yeah, very dumb. You know, obviously it is goofy. It's a bit, you know, it's pretty 2014. Very 2014. But I thought this was a funny little call-out. And obviously, Ethan Klein, being Ethan Klein, did bitch out. Let's have a look.
Tier list.
That would be interesting.
Maybe a comeback episode.
Like, I feel like
person tier list.
Whenever he's beefing with somebody, that's always one, and possibly the dumbest person alive. I feel like.
I mean, there's been a lot of contenders lately.
Yeah. Well,
looking at Miss Denim.
just they can't all be the dumbest.
Right.
Okay, maybe I just need to be more creative.
It's all dumb.
We need a scale for sure.
So we talked about Vadim briefly. He had a debate with Hutch where he looked absolutely insane. Insane. I'm just completely blinded by hate. Doing all the talking points, not listening to reason, and he's just like doing all the talking
So I
points.
don't know how you could claim Vadim was blinded by hate in that conversation. He didn't seem hateful. I mean, I didn't see the full thing. It didn't come off as like hateful. Came off like he felt like Ethan was betraying the values that he liked Ethan for holding.
He's back. We actually...
Yeah, blinded by insomnia, for sure. Blinded by being a complete fucking mess. Blinded by being an absolute mental case. Maybe. Not blinded by hate for Ethan, though. It seemed like he was just disappointed in the fact that Ethan did not uphold the values that he once claimed.
I said, Vadim, listen, you don't need to speculate. Call in, and I'll answer any question you have. That was 2 weeks ago, right? Since then, I haven't mentioned him, which, as far as I'm concerned, was a mercy.
Right.
I was a mercy. I did a mercy, I don't want to say killing, but a mercy letting
Surely
him
this
down
is true,
gently.
right? The guys, he was just Ethan was just being merciful, okay? Doesn't it sound like Ethan, guys? Merciful. That's it. That's the Ethan we know from the last 18 months, right? Merciful. There's one word I think of next to Ethan's name. It's merciful. In fact, I think that's his middle name, Ethan Merciful Klein. I think that's what he's all about. That's what he's all about, no? So surely there's no holes in this narrative. Surely there's no holes in this narrative. Surely we won't be thinking this is retarded in like 5 minutes.
More like sending him off mercifully. And here's why. We were talking to him in the DMs, and we had invited him to call into the show that week. It was 2 weeks ago now, I think.
No, it was last week.
It was
Right?
last week. We said call in on Wednesday.
It was going to be Wednesday originally?
I gave him a couple days to prepare. It wasn't like calling now. It was like calling on Wednesday, right? And he agreed.
Okay.
Then he messaged us the next day or the day after, and he says, first he said, hey, I was for Friday. I'm all good for Friday, but if...
No, it was Wednesday. He also is saying...
Okay, he says, also I'm good for Friday. Yeah. So we said, come in on Wednesday. He says, if that's the case, please give me a heads up, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, June 10th.
Same day? It looks like
It was like later.
same day,
later.
but in a
We
big gap.
We were planning to have him call on Wednesday. June 10th was the day before, I believe.
Yeah.
He says, hey, guys, I know you're going to roast me hard for this, but something came up. This is serious, and I have to take care of the situation. Now,
So that's what Ethan's presenting us with, okay? I don't believe Ethan shows any more DMs here. So maybe we'll just quickly have a look over here. So this is what Ethan shows. What does Vadim show us? Holy shit, I can't talk right now. What does Vadim show us? Hey guys, I know you're going to roast me hard for this, but something came up, it's serious, I have to take care of the situation. I totally want to do the show, but I have to hold off till next Monday. Sorry for the inconvenience. Would that work for you guys? It's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, literally a minute later, he immediately follows up with, I want to reschedule this for as soon as possible, basically. And bear in mind, this Wednesday, when Vadim was supposed to be on, and then had to back out last minute, Ethan did not even do a show. That's the day Ethan took off to go settle stuff with Kavanaugh. So Ethan didn't do a show that day anyway. It probably wouldn't have happened because he would have done that meeting instead. Vadim asked to reschedule the moment after, and Ethan is acting like Vadim is the one that backed out. Huh? He was totally willing to do this. He tried to reschedule it with you immediately in the same conversation. It's blatant what happened here. You didn't want to do it. You ended up not wanting to do it, which means you docked. You cancelled.
he's right that I would have and should have roasted him hard for this. It's pretty pathetic after all the hubbub, all the calling out. He's got notes on notes when he's talking about me. He's pulling up notepads and flipping through and going through drawers of notes and all. He's an expert on the topic. it does look pretty pathetic, frankly, to cancel the day before.
When he says
you know
a minute, 1 minute after that DM, I totally want to do the show. I have to hold it off till next Monday. Sorry for the inconvenience. Would that work for you guys? The moment after.
what looks even more pathetic is to now pretend like I'm ducking him.
I don't get it.
Well, you are.
It's remarkable.
You stopped responding.
It's truly remarkable.
And
Vadim,
also, can you
He said, I need to reschedule. Can we do it this day? And you didn't reply.
explain why it's so funny that he did that? Because I didn't know the lore. That because he's like, you're probably gonna roast me.
Yeah.
Why did he say that? Explain.
No, because he knew he knows.
The history of him making fun of who was it for canceling?
Thanks for the contribution, Healer.
You
Thanks for the contribution, Healer. Thanks for chipping in, Healer. Thank you, Healer.
Explained it to me.
He can't. No, he canceled. No, this funny is he canceled on us on Wednesday. That's what's ironic.
No, but before that, that's why he says you're probably gonna roast me.
Is there a cereal? I don't remember.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm being informed it was because he was making fun of Hutch.
Yes.
Because Hutch rescheduled
Yes.
on him.
So that happened, and then that's why he says you're probably gonna roast me, because he did that to Hutch.
So there's layers of
There's layers
to it.
Now, Vadim, so I'll read this. Ethan Klein, this message is for you. You think you can cancel on me? Once again, draw your attention. Hey, guys, I know you're going to roast me hard for this.
So he keeps hammering this DM. When 1 minute later, literally 1 minute later, I totally want to do the show, but I have to hold it off till next Monday. Sorry for the inconvenience. Would that work for you guys?
Something came up that is serious, and I have to take care of it. Really, Vadim, you are leading me to believe that you have anything going on in your life.
Well, who knows? I mean, maybe
I
he had a
do.
family member
Nah,
have
it's
emergency
bullshit.
or something.
It's bullshit.
No,
The
but
way-
it's still. Why is he now calling you out for?
There is
dumb
literally
shit?
no possible reason that you could be unable to do something on one day, but able to do it on another day. There's no other reason. There's no possible way that could be the case, guys. It has to be that you were canceling and you just wanted to duck. Literally no good reason, no chance. I don't even believe it. I don't believe it for a second, okay? No one is busy one day of the week. No one.
I don't
You
get
canceled.
it.
You were the one who canceled, sir.
You think you
It's
can
as simple
cancel
as
on
that.
me? Think again. I challenge you this Friday, which is today, by the way. Don't be cowardly Klein. Uh-oh, he hit me with that hashtag. Just be there.
Think again,
He
sunshine.
tagged AB, Olivia, the podcast, and for some reason, Dan's Funger.
No, what?
That's awesome.
Which, I mean, to be fair,
Wait,
yeah, I don't believe
what?
you're on Twitter.
That is not me.
I'm reading a lot of shit on
I'm sorry if
Twitter.
that's ruining the illusion for the parody account, but that is.
Well,
Oh my god,
I mean,
I
it's
love
not.
that.
I'm getting a lot of shit
They're
because
not
you're not on
claiming to be
Twitter.
you.
So if you guys could divert from me and maybe
You could
Dan
send all
Funger
of
a little
that
bit.
hate to that
I'm kidding.
account.
Yeah,
for
no,
sure,
Dan's
actually.
Funger
That's
is where
fine.
we all congregate. So anyway, and he also put some effort into making a video about it. Of course, starting with the best faith possible and making it seem like I'm accusing a Jewish man of hailing Hitler.
Literally cannot take a joke. Is this not the most insane? Like, Vadim has actually owned you. You are seething over the most obvious joke. He's fucking with you, and you're immediately seething over it and pulling the Jew card. It's so crazy. You can't make this shit up, man. He is a total caricature. He's a total caricature. It's a fucking joke, Ethan. No one actually thinks you like Nazi salute because you think Nazis are freaking epic. They're mocking you. They're mocking you, Ethan.
When
By using the-
criticizing Elon Musk, and he's going to come lecture me about being fair and honest.
This is next level, though, because it not only is he taking it out of context that you were slamming Elon Musk for it, but now you're like
It's
Nazi
taken
high-five.
out of context. Guys, it's taken out. Sorry, guys. I understand that from this image, it may occur like Ethan Klein is actually really high-fiving Elon Musk while doing a Nazi, while they both do Nazi salutes. But you have to understand, guys, this did not really happen. This is an image removed from its original context and not representative of the people in the photo's beliefs, okay? Just making that clear, guys. Totally out of context, disgusting. Honestly, I think Ethan should sue this guy for defamation. Honestly, at this point, it's gone too far. Jews aren't even allowed to cry anymore. I think Ethan should sue this guy for defamation.
Driving with Elon
Yeah,
Musk.
yeah. It's like, bro, you are so pathetic. And you're going to come on here and accuse me of being Islamophobic and racist and shit, but you refuse to understand why framing a Jewish man doing a Nazi salute when he was actually criticizing a Nazi isn't fucked up?
Right.
It's fucked up now. See how it's shifted. At some point, the argument was, oh, lefties are hypocrites. They would not be okay with this if you did it to other groups. Now it's, no, making jokes like this is really fucked up. You shouldn't make jokes like this. Fuck you. Fuck you.
But go on, Vadim. Tell me more about how.
Other than that, though, I do I like the editing in this.
The editing is impressive.
Honestly, now watching this, I think this is what came up. what he got busy
comedy
with was making
podcast.
this
By the
He went
way.
deep
Comedy
on the edit.
podcast.
My edit isn't ready.
Well,
Sorry, guys, it's only comedy when the joke isn't on Ethan, okay? When the joke's on Ethan, it stops being funny. When the joke's on someone else, that's comedy, okay?
and also this guy is like a bad empanada simp. Like he's just in deep with all this pathetic bullshit. So
Gotcha.
who knows what he's. I don't care.
panda.
I gave him I was like,
He's
dude,
a
if you
bad
wanna
empanada
plan,
simp
like,
now
some
as
kind of
well.
hijinks,
What?
I gave him ample time from the first invite.
Dude.
You know,
Right.
I'm not taking that away from you. But go on, Vadim. Tell me how I canceled.
Hey, it's Vadim, guys, and this message is for Ethan Klein. Recently, you invited me.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like me taking. I'm not even. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. It's honest on its face that it's racist.
He's still seething over the fucking gag in the intro. Literally started playing the video, but he's still ruminating about the fact that he was high-fiving Elon Musk with a Nazi salute in the first frame of the video. He's still just ruminating it and goes back to it. It's racist! It's racist! Dude, what are we fucking doing here?
You don't need to.
Like, use your fucking
You
imagination.
don't need to explain.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
fuck you, man. Like, literally. You're gonna. How dare you accuse me of being Islamophobic and doing something anti-Semitic brazenly? And you're gonna be like, oh, you're hallucinating. It's not anti-Semitic. Okay, bro. You got a blind spot.
Dude.
So, what I was referring to, Hutch had to reschedule with Vadim, and Vadim leaked the DM and called him a coward.
Bro, what?
Can you believe
didn't
that?
even out
Can
you.
you
We
believe
didn't-
this guy?
We
Wait,
didn't even out you.
Coward.
you just did. Wait, but that's what you guys did as well.
That's what I was saying. Like, he goes, I know you're
Except
gonna
you
make fun
lied when you did it. Except you lied when you did it. Because you cropped off the reschedule. Because you cropped off the rescheduling. So you lied when you did it.
of me. And I was like, you know
And
what?
no, we
We were
didn't,
chill
by
about
the
it.
way.
I'm over it. I'm like, I don't care about him anymore. I don't care about you enough to even do that.
But who does
Just
that?
like, guys, he just doesn't care anymore, guys. He just doesn't care. That's why this segment, talking about Vadim's video, is, what? How long? It goes from 20 minutes, it's 32 minutes. 32 minutes of him talking about Vadim, but he doesn't care enough to talk to Vadim for even like 15 minutes. He couldn't even manage that. 30 minutes talking about Vadim, who he does not care about, but could not bring himself to talk to Vadim at all. Okay, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff here.
This guy, I guess.
Hey, it's Vadim, guys, and this message is for Ethan Klein. Recently, you invited me onto your show,
He's having a fucking
and
freak out,
I
man.
accepted. But then you made up some
You're
The tone
lame
of this
excuse
is
about
so
having to beat
bizarre. Why
last
is
minute
this
like
like
a
a
billionaire who's
Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Like Vadim, if you
not
want to
he-
do comedy, go do comedy. Like this doesn't add up. It just like you want to do politics or you want to do comedy. I don't get it. Like
Wait, dude, how retarded? You can do politics and comedy at the same time? What are you going on? What do you mean? Yes, you can do politics and comedy at the same time. Is that not what your husband does on his show? Are you how fucking dense can you be? Where are you right now? You're on the H3 podcast, a comedy podcast that has spent the last 18 months talking about Israel. Go do comedy if you want to do comedy, or do politics. You want to do politics. You're on the H3 podcast right now. Where the fuck do you think you are? What are you talking about?
What's with the edit?
I'm gonna make a comment here, and I know I'm not the most fashionable guy in the world.
Oh, it hurts
but
my
something
eyes.
needs to be said about this V-neck with the with the necklace.
It's
Right.
painful.
It's
The
not
thing is, you can talk shit on Vadim's diabolical fit all you want. But at least he doesn't look like an age regressor, which anyone wearing Teddy Fresh does. So, listen, I think the fashion line of conversation probably needs to be cut off. Let's stop that before it gets too far. Yeah, let's cut that one out.
You guys are, and not that don't take me as a defender.
Like you run a company that makes clothing that looks no different from ABDL fetishist gear. Like I genuinely could mistake Teddy Fresh clothing for like ABDL fetish gear. It would be very easy for me to assume that someone wearing Teddy Fresh is engaging in some kind of age regression, adult child relationship thing, roleplay. It would be very easy for me to assume that.
But you are the world's #1 V-neck haters.
Okay,
Yes, we are.
You really
This
are.
is particularly bad.
I just feel like every time you guys see a V-neck, you have to.
We are,
you have
and
to talk about
I
it.
own that.
Yeah.
10 toes down. I hate V-necks.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing
V-necks.
about him, but
I have
I will say the
problems.
V-neck with the buttons is a choice.
ABDL is adult baby diaper lover. Okay, just for those who don't know, ABDL is adult baby diaper lover. So that's a new one for you guys. Okay.
The buttons itself, like you can, I think there's a world where you can wear V-neck and I'm not going to immediately make fun of you. It's the buttons and then the positioning of the little pendant. It's like, bro.
What does it look like when you button it up?
Yeah, like Gecko. Yeah.
I don't think you can.
I don't
You
think
can't
you
see the
can.
pendant.
Yeah, I don't think you can button.
But also,
don't
like,
want
this
to see that.
kind
It's more formal.
of edit is like 10 years ago. Like, I'm sorry, get with the times.
It's ML.
This
It is
like
okay.
MLG.
The one good hit point I've ever heard Ethan Klein make, and the entire time she's been verbal, which is like the last 2 years. True, it does look like a video from 10 years ago. Vadim has not changed his style since he started making CreationistCat videos. That's facts.
Team and Eric just showed up. Like, everybody's excited about this. No.
You know what? It's not MLG. It's more like just GG.
In-
Get good and do something
yes.
else. Thank you.
Damn.
Avery's here. You like that?
You just look so confused, Vadim. Find your calling and commit to it. But this is giving confused.
You know what's annoying too is like
It's nostalgic. It's nostalgic.
our interactions.
I'll give it that.
Through the DMs, like
It's got a charm. It's got a certain charm to it. You know, you can't shake that 2014 charm. You know.
he seemed pretty normal and chill.
That's the thing. I thought he was normal and chill too, but until I saw his debate.
Right. Oh, right. You had said that you had some history with him.
Yeah,
Or you had like spoken to him. I really have no idea who this person is, but just compared to other bozos that we've gotten into beef with, and I had to help set things up with. It was all very like professional, and like I said, when he said he can.
Yo, thank you, Jenny. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Huge appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Do it. We just kind of shrugged and we're like,
fine,
okay,
whatever.
we didn't roast you for it.
But anyway,
So I don't understand the call out.
Listen to what he says here.
You invited me.
Well, the call out's pretty simple, Daniel. Let me explain it to you. So here you see Vadim saying he has an emergency situation and cannot go on that day. A day you guys were also going to be busy talking to Kavanaugh about the lawsuit you were settling. Because, well, we'll never know the details of the settlement, will we? But it certainly did seem as though Ethan, based on what he was saying on his podcast, was made to sign some kind of non-disparagement agreement where he can't broadcast negative things about Ryan Kavanaugh anymore. Which does imply that you were, like, substantively in the wrong in that case. Kinda. Or that you felt like you couldn't fight it. Does kind of imply that, given you went on stream and had to talk about he's a good man, how you couldn't talk about him anymore. Just interesting. Just interesting to note.
onto your show, and I accepted. But then you made up some lame excuse about having to meet last minute with some billionaire who was suing you for defamation, and you was down.
Now,
Bro.
okay, now hold the phone. Okay, let's please backtrack here a little.
Why would he do that to himself?
Hey guys, I know you're going to roast me hard for this, but something came up that is serious, and I have to take care of this situation. Now, let's hear again how he described what happened.
I'm not
So again, has to be stated, he absolutely is lying about these DMs. He has completely misrepresented what is going on here. Vadim absolutely tried to schedule for a time when they were both available, and Ethan stopped replying. Ethan or Dan or whoever this is stopped replying.
That's how it is. But something came up that is serious, and I have to take care of this situation. Now, let's hear again how he described what happened.
I'm not
once again, let's just...
And I accepted. But then you made up some lame excuse about having to meet last minute with some billionaire who was suing you for defamation, and you was down.
Now, why should I have a conversation? This guy doesn't operate
I like
in reality.
his delivery, though.
Dude, like, just see... This guy's calling me a baby. I'm not a baby. This guy doesn't operate in reality. This guy's saying this is actual footage of me. That's obviously not actual footage of me. I'm not a baby. Why would I talk to this guy? Okay, Ethan. All right, man. Okay.
Last minute with some billionaire who was suing you for defamation, and you was down.
Now, why should I have a conversation? This guy doesn't operate
I
in
like
reality.
his delivery, though. I gotta say, like, just
Well,
See, Dan
like I
sees
said,
Dan sees the charm. Dan's got that nostalgia. He's like, damn, this is like when Ethan used to be fun. Remember when Ethan used to make fun videos like this? Damn, that's why I like this guy and started working for him. Damn, remember when Ethan used to be fun like this? That's what I imagine. My opinion, my speculation. I think Dan's thinking. Okay.
I've enjoyed some of his content.
sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I see why.
I've never seen him before this, but first of all,
I
like
don't
I
get
immediately
it.
was
I don't get it.
really weirded
I
out
don't
by
get
the
it.
whole
It's
debate
so
with
weird.
Hutch, because we watched that, and he's like, oh my god, such a mess.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
I,
such
well,
a
I haven't
mess.
seen that.
No,
so I
he
don't have that.
was a mess, and I don't mean that like he wasn't prepared. He was wrong about everything. Just the way he.
And then
handled
when
himself.
people
Very
will
concerned.
ask him like the most basic questions, he's like, actually, I'm tired and I'm not ready to
I
answer.
can't do this right now, and I haven't eaten.
Like, do you think it should be 1 state or 2 state? He
goes,
couldn't
I haven't
answer.
eaten.
He couldn't answer that.
Wait,
Yeah.
I swear
Guys,
to God.
Vadim,
Yeah,
Vadim
it
won't
was
tell.
like
Vadim
that.
won't say whether he wants a 1 state or 2 state solution. Vadim won't make large claims about foreign policy that he doesn't feel like he has the backing knowledge or argumentative skills to back up. I wish everyone had that much humility. I wish everyone had enough humility to say when they're not informed enough to give an opinion on something. Like, that's not that bad, really.
Spectacle. It was.
It was a
Huh.
spectacle.
Maybe I'll have to check this out.
And then Muda went in there because he was talking shit to Muda, and then Lonerbox went in there because he's talking shit about
Commute to
Loner.
Park.
It is a good watch, frankly. It is entertaining. But
Now, I'm not all that great of a debater.
Dude.
In fact, during my last debate,
Dude, just the stock vote of the woman in the fucking
I'm
hijab.
not all that great of a debater. In fact, during my last
That's-
debate,
Say
Well,
that
see,
again.
that's fair.
Right. In fact, say that again.
Now, I'm not all that great of a debater. In fact, during my last debate,
I'm not a great communicator, or thinker, or researcher, or debater.
Yeah, that's the joke, Ethan. Yeah, it's self-deprecating, Ethan. I guess Ethan's forgotten about the idea of a self-deprecating joke over the course of his like narcissistic crash out. Totally lost the concept of a self-deprecating joke. Someone says, "Yeah, I'm kind of retarded. But listen, I still want to fight you." God, yeah, no one sees the humor here, truly. How can we ever figure out what Vadim means by this?
But I feel entitled to a slot on your show.
Yes, this is
I
the
cannot
joke,
manage
Ethan.
a schedule.
Yes,
I had a
Ethan, this
5-hour
is the
debate
joke.
with Hassan. You're not going to add anything of substance. You're just regurgitating his points, but dumber and worse.
Did someone already say Pee-wee's Playhouse? Someone said that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I had that.
yeah.
What
With
what
like that
about it?
energy. I mean,
It's
it's not
the
like he has like a
energy.
puppet chair or anything, but
It kind of looks like it a little way. Like you got Zombie in the corner.
Oh yeah, and like the walls in different colors is so schizo.
I think that's part of it too. Is that it's the multicolored room and like just the bubbly energy.
This is
that
what
he
I'd
has.
imagine Teddy
It's
Fresh
giving
looks
a
like,
good
no?
show.
Is this
It's
not what Teddy
somehow
Fresh
bubbly
offices look like? I imagine that's how Hila Klein interior decorates.
both depressing at the same time.
The pocket has a zipper, bro. What are you?
Oh wow, it does.
This is a perfect embodiment of his personality and like just his vibe. It's like you're wearing a freaking V-neck.
Dude, wait, I didn't notice that, dude. The fucking watermelons on the TV screen in the background. Oh my god, dude, Vadim. Oh my god.
And like just his vibe. It's like you're wearing a freaking V-neck with the buttons on the V-neck and a zipper on the pocket. Bro, get your shit together, man.
That's fucking sick.
Where do you even buy a shirt like that?
Dude, like, why are they
that's
talking about? Dude, I agree. Vadim's fit is atrocious. He looks a bit, you know. Like, where'd you get this shit, bro? Where'd you buy this shit? But he doesn't look anywhere near as bad as someone who buys their clothes from Teddy Fresh. That would be that's a whole different level. Like, can we pull this up quickly? Dude, what is happening with my mouse? Fuck, man. Okay. Jesus, man, they got fat models too? What is going on, man? You got the plus size models? They've actually muted it quite a lot. This is all just looking very bland now. This is very bland. This is ABDL as fuck. This is what I mean by the ABDL age regressing clothing. That's what I mean. This one's a little bit as well. This one is looking like very, very child or teenage coded. The pink stuff as well, obviously. Oh, these have got ears on them. Okay, no, this is ABDL. This is ABDL coded stuff. I didn't realize I had like teddy bear ears on the hoods. That's fine. This is fine. The denim stuff, whatever this is, it's like fine. That's like fine. Yo, thank you for the membership, Doc Canuck. Huge appreciate, thank you. But look, they got these, yeah, this is like the ABDL stuff. I remember the old ones. What was, there was like a hoodie that was like the Teddy Fresh hoodie. Do you know what I mean? It had like different colored panels, almost. You know what I mean, right? This like old hoodie they used to do that was like the one that you would always see. Yeah, this shit. I see it. I saw someone wearing one of these once. I was like, oh, that's that Ethan Klein stuff, right? It's an Ethan Klein hoodie. I'm like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this. Exactly. This one. This is the Giga ABDL age regressor. You know, you're part of some strange community if you're wearing this. You're throwing up. It's like gang signs, like Crips or Bloods. But for people who like pretending to be children while having sex. Like, by aesthetic, obviously. This is my aesthetic, subjective opinion. I'm not making statements of fact, and this is certainly not an attempt at casting aspersions on the character of Ethan Klein, simply reviewing their fashion. Thank you for the membership, Blazito. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you.
Assault on fashion.
Where do you even buy that shirt? Yeah, and a puka shell. It's not a puka shell necklace. It has some.
It's like an amulet.
I think it is a. It might be a shell.
Wait, is it a shell?
Yeah, it's a
But
shell.
he's wearing it like a choker, too.
Oh, if it's a shell, that's even dumber. What are you, a merman?
Why is it a choker?
What, do you love the ocean so much you got to wear a shell all the time? Like, what's the problem,
Well,
dude?
maybe he's a surfer.
Yeah, he's a surfer. I'm the fucking new pope.
I think if he takes it off, he'll turn back to a merman. So
That like why do you feel the need to wear a shell?
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you love the ocean that much?
Have you
Do you
ever
hold it up to your ear and hear the ocean?
have you ever heard of the super famous
Dude.
scary story about the girl with the green ribbon around her neck?
No.
I have.
Oh,
Is that the man with the
This-
brown choker around his neck?
They always go, why are you always wearing this?
Bro,
green
there are
ribbon?"
people that watch
Turns
this
out
and think
take
it's
the ribbon
funny,
off her
man.
head.
She lives her whole life and she never tells the love of her life why.
Oh my
and so finally
God.
he's like, show me, and she's like, fine.
that's a stupid story.
It's
What?
no.
There's nothing scary about that at all.
There's like an army of like overweight 35-year-old women that think this is the funniest shit ever. Just consider that for a moment. Just consider that.
It's about trust. He says you have to show me what's under the ribbon.
Yep.
Although, frankly,
It's a totally unrealistic situation.
The story doesn't work because there is no good reason to not explain what's under the ribbon.
And my head will fall off.
Actually fall.
I actually can't do that because my head will fall off.
What are
it's
you
super
hiding
easy.
in real life that makes you that vulnerable?
Yeah.
It's so true. What were the conditions that resulted in her head?
They're saying he looks
so
like
loose.
a 2000s Disney show, the way he's dressed.
And talks and acts.
He's in the suite life. He's
It
living the
also
sweet
looks
life.
like a barcode, somebody said.
And
Which
here's
I
the thing,
agree,
like,
it does look like a barcode.
Listen, this dude is dressed like a barcode. Somebody zapped that. What does it say? You know,
and his ass.
and look at you now. You're being roasted. You're being humiliated. And we could have just gone our separate ways.
Dude,
now look at you.
You're getting humiliated by questionably mentally capable wife has totally owned you by saying that your clothes sucks and her clothes are really good, okay? You're owned, Vadim. You're getting embarrassed right now, Vadim, while I lie about these DMs.
I'm trying to follow.
And you
I've
really
lost
think
the
that I'm going
plot.
to spend
dodge
my
a conversation.
final day here talking with you? I don't care about you, bro.
I guess
No, he's not going to spend his final day talking to Vadim. He's just going to spend the whole 32 minutes of it seething about Vadim instead. Because he doesn't care. 32 minutes of straight apathy, guys. 32 minutes of pure, unfiltered apathy coming from Ethan right now. Okay?
That's worth saying is that there was a thought to follow up with him.
That's why he's taking the video in such good humor, guys. Because he's just he's like so apathetic. He's so checked out. You know? That's how he's taking it in such good humor. You might think this would be quite like an embarrassing video. Takes a few digs at him. It's quite anti-Semitic too. But Ethan Klein has sort of let that wash over him. He's been cool, calm, and collected about it. And he's just, you know, with surgical precision, taken Vadim apart with his classic comedy chops. You know, the comedy chops that we all know H3H3 for. The goofs and the gaffs. Hitting them with the goofs and the gaffs. You hit them with a goof, you hit them with a gaff. Okay.
We knew it was the last week. You knew you had the big video coming out.
Yeah.
It just... Yeah.
You had your moment.
Maybe
We've
when we
been
come back
busy.
from break, although...
Bro, Ethan has just been terminally unfunny since he got uncomfortable aping Sam Hyde, you know? It's like, go back to aping Sam Hyde, bro, okay? I understand your new audience didn't like it for a while, but honestly, man, the shit was so much better when you just didn't try original thought. I mean, he's still not now. This is just like Howard Stern O&A type shit, but... Listen.
Now I imagine you're probably...
But before he did that, he had no way of knowing that we wouldn't have replied and rescheduled. We've just been busy.
I've been very busy. So.
But he's the one that canceled.
Yeah,
That's why we didn't feel like in a
Mind-blowing.
rush to get back to him. Is like he ducked, so it's kind of...
Mind-blowing.
We'll get to you when we get to you.
And I know you're going to make fun of me for it.
I made this genocide-denying farthead that you praised.
I'm sorry. That's just... Dude, you need to fucking... Okay,
Not call people
first of all,
fart head-
genocide denying is one thing, but fart head?
Yeah, I was gonna say you fart.
Dude, like, that is such a save. Like, he wanted to go so crazy on the idea of calling Hutch a genocide denier. Here's the problem, though. I believe Ethan says it is a genocide, and Hutch says it's not. Which, from Ethan's perspective, probably should make Hutch a genocide denier. No? If you believe there to be a genocide, and he believes they're not, he would be a genocide denier to you, right? Because it's happening and he says it's not. That would be denying the genocide. But, so you can't go, he realizes, he catches himself, once again, wait, I tell people that I think it's a genocide and that it's bad. So, I can't go off at this. And he saves. And he saves.
Head is way
That's
too far.
defamation.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You calling Hutch a genocide?
So he's trying to find a new way of going about it. Actually, no.
That's defamation.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You calling Hutch a genocide denier is so unhinged. It's so pathetic. It's so bad faith. Like, nobody should honestly even engage you in conversation if this is your starting point.
Why?
On your show.
Well, why?
Dude.
Why? So Nick Fuentes shouldn't debate any, like, left-leaning people because they think he's a genocide denier. Is that the standard? Does that sound like a smart standard? Like, what are we setting up here? Like, why should no one engage with Vadim? justify that position.
This
Palestinian faction that says from the river to the sea. The most popular
You're showing him. So in this scene, he's arguing with somebody else. I believe it's Mudahar. And it's so cringe how embarrassing Vadim is. Hutch turns around and he's saying he owned him. He's using this as an own.
Oh.
Watch this. Hardhead that you praised on your show, do this.
Palestinian faction that says from the river to the sea. The most popular faction in the Middle East.
There's a
Maybe I do need to watch this.
You need to watch it.
It is
yes.
good.
I don't like watching debates. That's not my content cup of tea at all. But this does seem kind of funny.
Of the ones that I've seen, this is one of the more entertaining. For sure, yeah.
No, people have always no. People have always used bad faith incorrectly. It's like one of the most bastardized terms in existence. It just is. Bad and good faith. It's just a concept that no one understands but likes to use whenever they feel like someone's being mean to them. That's it. That's it.
Correction to make, it was not Vadim, apparently. It was a different leftist commie person that did that to
That leaked it? Oh, so
Hutch.
Vadim didn't leak.
So it wasn't Vadim.
Yeah, he was.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
also
know,
a, you know, it is
gonna-
also a bit of a dog whistle. It is also a bit of a dog whistle. Okay, I don't want to go too far into that, but you know what I'm saying. There is a certain type of person that uses the term bad faith to try and communicate with each other. I think I think they do be doing that sometimes. I don't want to go too into it right now, but it is something to be on the lookout for.
Because it's pathetic. Because he canceled the day before. He said you're going to make fun of me because he canceled last minute the day before. That's why he said you're going to make fun of me.
Okay.
Because it's pathetic and obvious and transparent. He goes,
Maybe
no,
I
something came up, guys. I swear. Really?
I mean, things do come up again.
Not for him.
Like,
not what comes up for Vadim.
When you schedule
I don't
stuff,
know.
we
I don't
wouldn't
know
have
anything about
made
Vadim.
fun of him for that. Like, you know, that's
That's what I'm saying. Is like it was so fine that something came up. Like that's why we didn't even mention it. So, yeah.
Right, but it was fine that something came up. That's why you ghosted him when he asked to reschedule a minute after saying something came up. This is 1 minute. 1 minute between these messages.
Anywho.
I should just stick to scripted content. But then I've also managed to get under the skin of every single one of your sycophantic, propagandizing, human colostomy bag foot soldiers.
Okay.
So what did Vadim say there?
And I've also managed to get under the skin of every single one of your sycophantic, propagandizing, human colostomy bag foot soldiers.
So, sycophantic, propagandizing, human colostomy bag foot soldiers. Okay, I think that's pretty clear what Vadim's saying about these people. What does Ethan respond with?
Okay, I don't know who you're addressing. I'm not friends with any of these people.
Oh, guys, they're not his friends. Guys, they're not his friends. Guys, he's never gone for a beer with Hutch. That's not what he said, you fucking idiot, is it? Not idiot. Dishonest prick. You totally dishonest prick. Obviously, he's not caught saying you're friends, is he? He's saying these people pump out propaganda for you. They suck your dick on live daily. That's what's being said. You weren't accused of being friends with them. Open your fucking ears. Or engage remotely honestly, is really the actual critique.
I've barely communicated with... I don't think I've ever communicated with Diorio. I've messaged with Hutch a few times. I've never talked to Destiny.
Well, the...
wow, you... Very clearly, Vadim said, I think Ethan Klein directly communicates with Nicholas Diorio, Hutch, and Destiny. That's what he said, right, guys? We all heard that?
How all commentary YouTubers are so cucked to this unfunny narcotics addict and his brain damage.
Okay, I disavow any addict claims or anything like that. Totally disavow that. Thank you, Touch Chemist.
Like 100 viewers.
Thank you for the stream elements, Dono. Huge appreciate Touch Chemist. I disavow any statements of drugs or anything like that. Anything. No, that's not good. It's not good. Anyway, yeah, we all heard Vadim say, all these people are in direct communication. I'm making the factual allegation. All of these people are in direct communication. Or did he just say that they're your propagandizing foot soldier? Oh, okay.
You do call him Pope Diorio on the show.
That's true.
It's a one-way communication. Yeah. If anything, you're his simp.
This is bullshit as well, by the way, because they do communicate, technically. They do communicate. They don't DM each other. They don't call each other. But Nick says things on his stream with the expectation that Ethan will watch them. Healer's in his chat. Nick goes into Ethan's chat. Ethan says things on his stream with the expectation that Nick will hear them. Specifically, oftentimes, addressing the other party. Nick has even spoken about how he thinks, oh, Ethan's been watching the show recently because he picked something up from me. He said stuff like this. So saying you don't communicate, like you don't message each other, you don't call each other, but you're passing notes. You're like in the classroom passing notes, you know? You pass it to someone, it gets passed along. There's a little bit of that happening, isn't there? If you were totally honest about the idea of communication. You were totally honest. You won't be, but if you are.
Backwards.
Right?
You're the Dioria simp, not the other way around.
It's true. It's true.
I mean,
Stand
the difference
Dioria.
is that somehow we all kind of have similar opinions when it comes to like not being okay with supporting terrorists and not hating America, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so now we're all besties to these guys.
And also genocide supporters.
Yeah.
One
We all
of your
just love killing
sycophantic,
children.
propagandizing, human colostomy bag.
And then you go, well, what did they propagandize? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm not prepared for this. That's him, literally.
Just bring him
during
on
the whole
then.
debate.
Well, then why not bring him on? Then why not bring him on? If it would be so easy, why didn't Ethan bring him on? Because he doesn't care. That's why he's spending 32 minutes on this. Seething at a comedy
Triggered?
video.
So,
Who's triggered? You're the one that...
Bro, who's triggered after fucking 10 minutes, sorry, 20 minutes already of just pissing, shitting, and seething over jokes in a video where Vadim calls you out to debate? Yeah, triggered. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
that made this video freaking the fuck out.
I appreciate the.
And Nick was
production
doing the
value.
same on Twitter as well. This isn't funny. This stupid breadtube humor. This isn't funny. It's a little bit funny. It's funny. It's funny, and also you can say it's breadtube humor, but Foot Soldiers is like it's not really bread. I wouldn't call that one breadtube. That's a very specific origin. That one.
But I was like calmly ignoring you, and now who's triggered? You know? What's
triggered?
So I think I can
that's from a different place.
you on. And you even said yourself.
Now, Vadim, I'll tell you this. I'm here with open palms, open mind, in honor of the friendship we once had. I would love for you to call in at any time.
Well, then, anytime.
Bro, you're doing any time is carrying a lot. We scheduled that anytime, and you bitched out.
So let's check that. Anytime doing a lot of carrying. No, it's not. Because he instantly tried to reschedule. He said he couldn't do that date, and be honest, neither could you. You met with Kavanaugh in the end. He couldn't do that day and wanted to reschedule. Anytime means you get one opportunity, and if we can't immediately schedule it, even if you say, I can't do it today, can we do it just another day, or I can't do it tomorrow, can we do it another day? Even if you say that immediately, that's not good enough. You have to accept the anytime actually means the one time I offer you. The one time I'm giving you one opportunity, one time slot, one day. And if you can't make that, it's not happening. That's not any time doing a lot of carrying. You're doing the exact opposite of any time. You're saying one time or no time. Literally the opposite. It's not that it's doing a lot of work. It's that you either lied or you went back on it. It's one of the two, right?
And then you made this bizarre video. What is wrong with you, bro? Who is this man?
It is Ethan, or more specifically, this Friday. Hey, it's Vadim versus Ethan Klein. Be there, or be a pussy.
Oh no. He called me a pussy. Golly.
Hey,
awesome.
My
You lost.
masculinity can't tolerate.
You lost.
On that one.
I need to call. I need to talk to him on Friday. It's crazy. Do you think he actually thought this would work? That I would.
So they finish the video and go for another 12 minutes. They go for another 12 minutes talking about fucking Vadim.
Like, just be like, okay, Friday, I got to talk to Vadim.
I think he was trying to bait you into engaging with it. It's like it was like a wrestling promo.
Whoa,
He's like
crazy
going
how,
through, like-
once again, Dan is attached to the real world, lucid, aware of what's going on, and Ethan is just like off in fantasy world. So this guy feels entitled to a place on my show. He's being bad faith and calling me a Nazi. And Dan's like, Ethan, I think this was like a joke bait wrestling video to just hype up a talk between you guys. I think it's like a joke bait kayfabe wrestling video. I assumed the DMs were with Dan, to be honest. I don't know who the DMs were with. I assume Dan did most of the booking. I think he says something about Vadim being professional.
Got WWE thing.
Except we're actually busy. Like, this was kind of like a really big week for us.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Wow.
Well, anyway.
We could just reschedule instead of doing this whole thing, but he chose to do that.
I was not.
We could just reschedule instead of doing this whole thing, Healer claims. Very clearly, we could have just rescheduled instead of doing this whole thing. So why, Healer Klein? Tell me. If we could just reschedule instead of doing this whole thing. Why, Healer Klein? Tell me. Does it say here very clearly, I totally want to do the show 1 minute after we can't do it that day, or the next day, after these messages, I think. I totally want to do the show, but I have to hold it off till next Monday. Sorry for the inconvenience. Would that work for you guys? So if you could just reschedule, why didn't you? Why didn't you?
Nah, I was already over him.
So there we go. There's the back off from Ethan. So he knows. Because Healer has just said something that would have prompted him to dig himself into like an unescapable hole where he's saying like, oh, we tried to reschedule or something like that. But no, Ethan responds because he knows he's cropped that DM deceptively. Because he knows he's trying to pretend that Vadim was the one that cancelled. He is now saying, oh yeah, I was already over him. When Healer says we could have just rescheduled. No, that wasn't a possibility. I was already over him. Okay.
But he chose to do that.
I was not. I was already over him.
See?
You know what? The cowardly Klein, though. Oof, that shit hurt.
That probably hurts. All right.
Dude, it's so embarrassing.
We gotta thank our sponsors.
What's all the beep
today?
So, yes. Anyway, Vadim, enjoy your break there. From me, and I wish you all
Mad
the best.
as fuck over Vadim, over CreationistCat. CreationistCat got you this bad.
Bye-bye
got you
for
in your
now.
feelings.
All right, let's thank our sponsors, and then we got all kinds of other stuff to get into.
All right. Who's our sponsees?
Dan, I think Dan has this open. I need you for this Monarch Money one, don't I?
Do they do a sponsor here? Or? Yeah, okay, I guess.
Earning and growing.
They actually do go on sponsors.
This is just a gift.
I think there might be another time later on where they talk about it again, though.
The strongest advocate for
And
Palestinians.
whoever has even just $1 to spare, I think right now.
Did they say everybody?
What's this guy?
Is it?
More you.
Real fuck lie that you've told.
Oh, here we go.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Vadim puts out. So instead of just bringing the guy on, Ethan instead follows the Vadim situation throughout his show and comes back to Vadim. Okay, guys, he comes back to Vadim later on in the show. Okay, so we'll watch the clip Vadim put out himself first. Where'd it go?
Ethan, what the hell is going on? You said that I could call in any time on your show. And now you're going back on your word. You know what? You also asked me to come up with a single lie that you've told. Well, if you don't bring me on, then that would definitely qualify as one of them. So look, I'm here. I'm waiting for you to bring me on. Don't be a coward. Let's do this. Hey, Ethan.
Dude, the thunder in the background, man.
It looks like.
Oh my God, it's the same shirt.
Wait, did you not change?
Wait, what?
Bro does
Wait,
not
why are you
change.
still
Bro
wearing
wears
that?
one
He
shirt.
was 2 steps ahead.
Bro has one shirt.
Maybe.
And 10 years back.
I guess. Yeah. Let's see.
In clothing.
So based. One shirt.
Hey, Ethan,
Let's go.
what the hell is going on? You said that I could call in any time.
Wait, hold on. He just filmed this. He's wearing the same outfit. Why have you not changed?
WVD. Let's
He's
go.
a Nickelodeon character.
It's the same shirt.
You know he's gonna
What do you-
be.
Okay, that's actually a funny joke from Healer. The idea that Vadim has this shirt 100 times. It's not a very original joke, but it is funny to suggest that he's actually got 20 versions of the same shirt filling his cupboard. It's crazy that Healer is the only one to make a remotely funny comment about Vadim this entire time when Ethan is supposed to be a professional comedian. But hey, we'll move past that.
Fucking Doug funny, dude.
This motherfucker opens his
Holy
closet.
shit.
He's got the same ass. I noticed this shirt was almost sold out. I wonder why. It stocked up 100 of them.
I like to think he's been wearing it.
3XL.
He's been wearing it since like 2004.
It's very Steve Jobs. They wouldn't get it.
Please, you must change your clothing. It's good for your mental health. It's not good to sit in the same clothing all the time. It's stinking and just feeling like, you know, you need to, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Take a shower, change your clothes.
So Ethan could make all these jokes to Vadim's face, right? Surely, if you're going to spend 10 minutes riffing about how he doesn't change, just bring him on and do it. Why didn't you just do that?
It's good for you.
On your show. And now you're going back on your word. You know what?
Bro, you're such a dumbass. I literally don't care about anything that you're going to say here. In fact, I'm not even going to finish this fucking video.
What was on his hand? He's got a drawing on his hand.
Yeah, he got a drawing on his hand.
Dude, he's mad.
Okay, fine. I'll finish the video. It's too good.
Go back like 5 frames.
But
Go back 5 frames.
Dude, we set up a time and you fucking bailed. That's it. I'm not going to...
So again, immediately tried to set up a new time. He said anytime. Healer was saying could have rescheduled.
Sit around my whole life waiting for some irrelevant fucking shit tier bread tuber to talk to. You know, I like
sit around
waiting.
He literally offered you a time in the DMs immediately.
He goes, this Friday, I'm debating Ethan. It's like, is there someone you forgot to ask?
So again, Ethan ghosted. The team ghosted Vadim. We can see it here.
Any time
Turn your head sideways.
on your show. And now you're going back on your word. You know what? You also...
What kind of stupid...
Oh, he's going to do a demon face meme.
That's a swastika.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Are you ready for this?
Me to come up with a single lie that you've told. Well, if you don't bring me on, then that would definitely qualify as...
I told... That's actually very telling. I said, he called me a chronic pathological liar to Hutch. And I told him, name one thing in my career I've lied about. Name one.
Yeah, so bring him on to do it.
And his example is, well, you told me I could come on your show anytime.
Yeah, because he wants to get on to give you the points. He doesn't want to put the points in a Twitter video. He wants to argue with you, Ethan. Because you're the H3 guy. You're the one he's got criticisms for.
I changed my mind. Pray I don't change it further.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Amber alert.
Not even. It's silver.
What's a silver
Yeah,
alert?
I'll be back. I gotta go save some kid. Oh, a kid's really missing? I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's not a kid. It's an old person.
Oh, it's an old person.
It's
God,
an
I was
old
like,
person.
that'd be my fucking
Wait, old
luck.
people got their own alert?
Yeah, it's a silver alert.
Oh.
It's literally
Thank God
the
it's
same
not a
thing,
kid.
but it's like if it's like an elderly person that
I don't save old people.
got lost.
Wait, go check the... Oh. Galia, can you send all these in to the research chat? Because this is all
I
good
believe
stuff
the sizable black fellow is their head mod, is my understanding. A bit like Chud has Stylo, you know?
Dress before we go on break.
I didn't get the Emperor alert.
Good stuff to go address on break?
Before.
Brother, it's 4:02. Break was supposed to start 2 minutes ago.
No. We got to get it all out, Dan.
That was the break alarm that just went off.
We're going to blast through this.
That was what that alarm was.
I'm going to blast through this.
So, look, I'm here. I'm waiting for you to bring me on. Don't be a coward. Let's do this. Hey,
Whoa.
Ethan, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so he...
So loud.
You said that I could call
Break
in
time.
any time
Silver
on
alert.
your
He's not
show.
listening.
And now you're going back on
They
your
found it.
word. You know what? You also asked me
Oh, they found
to
it.
come up with a
They did
single
it.
lie.
It worked.
This isn't very
Well,
helpful.
if
It
you
says, this person, it says their name, is missing and endangered. They've been missing
Okay,
since
so it's
June
just like a whole
19th.
derail on the fucking silver alert. Okay.
You don't need to just being wrong about that.
Dude, every time these people talk about him, be like, I used to be a big fan of him.
Hyla
You
didn't
seem like
get
you
the
just
Amber
wanna
Alert
hang
because
out and-
they're worried about what she would do with a lost child.
Thank you for the $5 Tetris Chemist. I disavow that aspersion you're casting upon Ethan Klein. Okay, Ethan Klein is a beautiful, intelligent woman. Okay. I would not allow anyone to cast aspersions upon Ethan Klein. It's totally wrong, you know. It's totally wrong to go after someone's wife, go after their workers, even if their wife and workers occupy a significant part of their content production, appear on the show, and engage in fights with other people. It's actually totally off limits to say bad things about their wife or workers, even when they're completely involved in every way.
And enjoy the show. Just do it. Like, you don't need to. You don't need to try so hard.
All right, I'm blasting through these bad Emma Panda video. On what is this? Is this? Oh, he's such a weirdo. He's the strangest.
Oh
dude
my
ever.
god.
Names, their real names. Denim, for
Whoever's
example,
missing, he has
the reason
them.
why he's doing this is because he wants to dox the people.
So we're just okay. I won't give Vadim attention, but I will continue. I will engage myself in an endless retard war with bad empanada. Surely this is worth my time. Okay, Ethan.
He wants people to know where they live. He wants to know their names, their
What
real
is
names.
he saying? Hold on, I'm not registering.
There's these phrases that are overused, but it's a shame because in cases like this, it's so true. Every accusation's a confession. I mean, Bad Empanada's entire MO is doxing, harassing people. And so he goes, he's just trying to dox people. Really? What did I dox, bro? Point it, instead of saying, just tell me what it was.
Which part of the reason why he's doing this is because he wants to dox.
Ryan Beard saying, hey, could I call in for a minute or two to a text I received from the Snark subreddit? Lol.
And then I saw their little shitty videos that get 1,000 views and trying to bring up old shit. And I'm like, this is Shane being like, remember when Trisha did this? Like, she did this. Like, there was stuff where they, it's crazy. I'm trying to get it taken down.
There was that one guy, don't do that. Why gotta take it down?
One title. I'll just say it, whatever. Joy Sparkle BS. And I'm going to take down her video. I'm trying to get her channel down.
Why?
She did 30 videos about me. And the title is Trisha Paytas raped Moses.
Oh, well.
Like, you can't just, first of all, not true. And you can't just say that. It's
so
another one saying Moses dated minors. Not true. Like, you can't fucking just make shit up.
So you can sue her for defamation, but you can't.
She has no money. That's the problem. These people are broke, piss ass shit, and all that stuff like that. And it's like they get away with it because they have nothing to lose. They have no reputation. And you guys are gross. They're just gross. I just want the channel taken down.
But
like,
that's not how the DMCA works. That's for copyright.
okay, but if you open a lawsuit, YouTube will be more than apt to take down the videos. If you're saying I raped somebody,
Then they're doing defamation and you sue them. That's how the law works.
I just want the YouTube. I'll do it just to get the YouTube channel down because she has no money. I won't win the money if they can at least get the channel down because they can't. You can't say that on YouTube.
If you win a lawsuit, then you can
I'm
show
gonna do
YouTube and they'll take
just
it down
for that. That's not like fair use or anything. Like, that's not fair use. You're literally saying that that's like that's a crime that you're saying. It's like
and that's why
my mother.
I mean, fuck. I muted to cough. I'm so retarded. I'm so fucking retarded. I muted to cough. I didn't unmute myself. Anyway, what I was saying was that, fuck, I don't even remember now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a significant part of the lawsuit against Denims is that her commentary is uninformed and wrong. It's misinformation. So the commentary, I think that was the first time I muted on cam. Yeah, I think that was the first time. So the commentary that would have been transformative actually doesn't count. Actually does not count. That's part of the lawsuit. Is she's wrong, she's uninformed. This is vapid commentary, so it shouldn't count as transformative. It's essentially the argument that is made as part of the lawsuit. So Ethan's sitting here saying, well, if they're wrong about you, sue them for defamation. If they're lying about you, sue them about defamation. But yeah, he is essentially using copyright to try and remove incorrect information, what he sees as incorrect information. It's like very clearly part of the lawsuit. It's blatantly, in my view, from what I can see, seems motivated more by the politics and the personal side than any genuine effort to protect his intellectual property. I think if you claim otherwise, you're probably a bit silly, to be honest. Probably a bit silly.
To people involved, he wants people to know where they live. He wants to know their names, their real names.
Their address is not on there. Okay, their names are on there. Which, guess what? It's a fucking lawsuit. I have to legally include their fucking legal name on a lawsuit to file it. Dipshit.
Yeah, we're not saying...
Welcome to the real world. Like, we're grown-ups. Okay, you fucked around. You got sued, and your name.
We should finish that clip, right?
That's why defamation exists.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's
and that
defamation.
One I won't. So, and that was crazy, and I was like, "This girl." There's something wrong with her.
But surely there's not that much views on it.
Like 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
But she did like 30 videos and it like won't stop. And I was like, okay, but this is Shane, and I know because he feeds people information, past that, whatever.
You can't.
What a loser to be like, oh, Trisha, look at this. Remember this? Remember this? It's like,
you can't look at that shit.
So annoying. You know what? And it's like, no.
You can't look at that shit. If there's shitters talking bad about it, just don't look at it. Just don't look at it. I agree, Ethan. I agree.
It's more the principle of it. Like, I'm just not gonna let.
Sorry, I thought you.
They're like the worst kind of backwoods.
Dude, there's so many little channels like that that are willing to say and do anything. Like, if you get too concerned with each one, it's just
no,
it
but
turns into
sometimes
too
you
much.
gotta just for the principle of it. Like you can't literally say Trisha
Okay, but I don't
murdered her fiance.
Okay, but I just don't want you to get yourself in trouble. So don't do a DMCA because that is illegal.
I'm not. I never said I was gonna do
Well,
it.
you said you want to get the channel taken down, so I thought that's what you meant.
Because it's like it's straight up harassment, bullying, defamation on the channel.
There's no mechanism through YouTube where you can get it removed for that reason.
Yeah, there totally is bullying and harassment. I've been filing it all around.
Okay,
it's
bullying
like
and
harassment,
harassment.
making so many videos about the same person.
Okay, yeah.
They do. Look at Leafy. Leafy is here. Got his channel taken
Yeah,
down for
okay,
that.
okay. If that's what you meant, then I agree. You can get it down for bullying.
1,000%. It's just a lot. Like, okay, 1 or 2, fine. But you're gonna keep perpetuating these like lies.
So here, let me show you.
I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. You're a little pissed.
They're gonna make 10 videos out of this
They're
for
so
sure.
excited.
Hi, just wave. Hi.
Oh my god.
Hi, fuckers.
Oh god. I mean, I feel bad for these people, but whatever.
So let me show you what Logan said, and you tell me if I'm overreacting. If I mean, I talked about it for like an hour.
Am I overreacting?
No, this is the video Logan said
No, I
about.
mean, to my situation that just happened now. Am I overreacting?
Well,
Is it not
listen,
serious?
listen. I already statements
just
about you
get this
in
done.
public,
I'm done with
but
this.
because it's such a small amount of views that, like, at a certain point, it's probably healthier for you to just forget it, try to forget it exists, than try to commit a wage of war on them. Because they're such a small target that, like, ultimately, it's a lose-lose for you. Any attention you give them benefits them, and any attention you give them not only doesn't benefit you, it just wastes your precious time and energy, which they're just so far beneath you.
Love that. Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'm over
But
it.
Frogan is a very worthwhile target, okay? Frogan, though? Frogan's a big target, okay? Well, Frogan's an important target, okay, guys?
Names on the lawsuit. Wow. You're
But again,
are you saying every lawsuit of all time is a dox? Is that your claim there, Bad Empanado?
Are you telling me like any star that has a stage name, we don't know their actual name, or if they're getting sued, it's not their actual name on the lawsuit? No.
Okay, dude, so this is a stupid argument. So my understanding is that they published archived versions of the lawsuit that had redacted information in them, but the names weren't redacted. Obviously, if you go and look up the actual public filings, the names are going to be unredacted. Everything's going to be unredacted, unless it's something that's ordered by the court to be redacted. But you published an archived version, and you did not redact the legal names.
You fucked around, you got sued, and your name's on the lawsuit. Wow. Are you saying every lawsuit of all time is a dox? Is that your claim there, Bad Empanado?
Are you? No. Okay, so Ethan just does not, and it's fine. A lot of people don't understand what doxing means. Doxing is the collation and publication of personal identifying information for the purpose of harassment. Now, obviously, when a legal filing is made, that is not for the purpose of harassment. Unless you've done the legal filing for the purpose of harassment, which I mean, maybe someone can make an argument about here. I'm not going to personally make it right now. I don't really think it's about harassment. I do think it's about revenge, but not necessarily harassment. For the purpose of harassment, I think your goal was to publicize their name with the lawsuit specifically. Someone could argue that you're doxing someone through a lawsuit, but generally, no. If a lawsuit is being filed for any kind of semi-good reasons, no, it's simply a matter of public record, public interest, who is being sued, who are the parties to this lawsuit. Now, when you take your lawsuit that you filed and you redact information from it and post it to an archive site, and you choose not to redact the names of your opponents, and you know they expect them to stay private, and you deliberately infringe upon that privacy to your audience, at that point, we can start constructing something that looks a bit more like intent to harass. Because why have you chosen to not redact those pieces of information and then republish it? You haven't just shared the link to it on Pacer or whatever court listener. You've shared a copy of it, archived, with that information in it.
Telling me any star that has a stage name, we don't know their actual name, or if they're getting sued, it's not their actual name on the lawsuit? No.
Of course not. Yeah. You have no.
I find it rich coming from him. He tagged all my socials after he made an hour video about me and said, "Everyone go give him a follow," which means that's pussy for.
He redacted his lawyer's info. Why didn't you redact their info? Wow, it's almost like he would expect some kind of harassment to come to parties involved, and so for the sake of his lawyer's protection, he redacted the lawyer's info so it was less widely accessible, and then made a deliberate choice to not redact any of the other information. Obviously, I can't know that to be sure. But that would be suggested if it is the case that his lawyer's information is redacted, but theirs is not. That would be an implication you could draw pretty easily, I think.
Go harass.
Dude, these people are literally insane. And you see how crazy he is by being like, oh yeah, this thing that I do every day, all day, this is what he does. He does, because he doesn't have a problem with it. He does it. And all
neither
these
do you.
people that we're pointing
neither
out,
of you have problems with this. Yet neither of you have problems with this. Just like Ethan doesn't actually have a problem with people calling for violence, because we've all seen the NRA clip. Obviously he says, haha, I'm just joking, guys, afterwards, and then keeps giving more, like, metaphors of, like, violence. But, haha, just joking, guys. So you don't have a problem with calls for violence. You don't have a problem with doxing, because, you know, let's be serious. You've either done it or gotten close in a couple of examples throughout your career. So no issue with doxing. No issue with fuck, what was the... What did I just say? What was the first example I just gave? I've already forgotten what I was just saying, man. Fucking retard moment, seriously. Doxing, what was the other one I said? Violence, calls to violence. Okay, so what else does Bad Empire do? Doxing, calls to violence. And then what's the third one that I was going to say? What's the third one that I was going to say? Oh, yeah. Anti-Semitic humor and talking about killing Jews. Anti-Semitic humor, talking about death to Jews. That one you can't have a problem with either. Because while Bad Empanada had his whole secretary joke, looking for secretaries in his little video game, Ethan, obviously, as we know, had that classic Ben Shapiro clip where he says, a comment about Ben Shapiro, leading the world towards a new Holocaust. And how, you know, you just push him to the front of the light. That's what Ethan was saying. We all, I'm sure, remember Ethan saying this stuff. So I don't know what issue he's got with Bad Empanada, other than Bad Empanada doesn't like him, to be quite honest. I don't really get it. I don't really know what his moral ground is here. Ethan apologized for that, I believe. Is that because he got a bunch of fucking shit from moderation, though? Didn't you get moderated for doing that? And he literally, I've heard him double down on it. I've heard him say, I was funny and I was right when I said that. He said that. He's 100% said, I was funny and I was right. That's what he's described it as that. So he might have apologized at some point, but he's definitely gone back on that since.
Who are knowingly, chronically lying, misrepresenting, they're all fans of him.
He hired literal private investigators to stalk her, track her down, like follow her in real life.
What the fuck did you get that from?
Her real name, stuff like that.
He's just saying shit.
Sure.
He's done this to other people before. I've been contacted by multiple other people.
Wait, no, someone would just like defame someone publicly. Wait, no way. Wait, Ethan has a big problem with defamation, guys. Hello, Ryan? Hello, Ryan?
Told me that Ethan has randomly started calling them by their real name and telling them their address, their location, stuff like that.
Oh,
so
it's Mossad intelligence.
It's
my guess, Ethan. If I had to guess, I can't say for sure, but that's where he's getting all his info.
You know,
he's such a liar.
He's so lucky that he's in Argentina, and if he ever went back to Australia, that would be really dangerous for him.
No laws in Argentina, guys. No laws
legally
in Argentina.
speaking, because he would be very vulnerable to lots of lawsuits. Which I guess means he's going to be in Argentina forever, right? So crazy.
So this is something that he does literally all the time. This man is like obsessed lolcow.
This man has a Discord. I feel he has a Patreon-only Discord in which the purpose of it is to psyop fucking other people's social media.
Incredibly sorry for the people who, because of their political alignment with him, are going to have to pretend.
Wait, you're really telling me there are content creators out there that have private Discords where they collaborate messaging and try to get their fans to brigade positive sentiment towards them around? Wait, no way, dude. Like literally every content creator over like fucking 50k subs is doing that shit. I'm sorry, it's just like absolutely crazy. Like, yeah, everyone's got a couple of shooters, a couple of autists that will go around it. I'm sure BEs are, you know, I'm sure they're very aggressive. I'm sure they're very upsetting to deal with. Yeah, I'm sure they're strong. Okay, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, Destiny has famously had his little DGG Giga Autists group chat. I'm sure Ethan Klein has sort of like an inner circle group chat. You know, this is a pretty common practice.
But pathetic, and that he is anything but like an obsessive stalker who is just completely like unable to handle any criticism to the point that he literally hires people to stalk, harass, and threaten anyone who criticizes him.
Who did I hire to do what now? Okay, whatever. This guy just lies like he breathes because there's never any consequences.
At one point, he was claiming that I was sending you stuff. Who fucking knows? He came into my fundraiser for Palestine, just a reminder, where we raised $100,000 to harass me there as well. So
yeah,
just a reminder. But it was for Palestine. It was harassment for Palestine.
And a good cause,
take
bro.
a shower afterwards.
That's alleged, but
yeah, I saw that Twitter post from EB Basement, but I don't know how to verify whether this email's like real or not. So I didn't. Like, I guess I'll bring this up. It's tentative. I don't want to put too much stock in this at all because there's no way to verify if the email's real or not. But this guy's claiming, this is a Hassan fan channel something, says, Ethan Klein sent me a doxing threat for a thumbnail I made, accusing me of lying when the thumbnail just shows an Instagram story he wrote himself. I did not respond, so he later sent me a new threatening email showing it as my personal information, which I've never shared online. It says here, we both know the part you highlighted is intentionally misleading. You can criticize me, but don't lie. I want to be polite and give you the chance to fix it. And then he says his name, I guess. Have you made a decision here? And here's what he's seething about. Is in this thumbnail, Ethan made the it's a Instagram story Ethan made, where Hassan's saying, does Israel have a right to exist as a Jewish state, ethno-state? Is an insane question to ask at the New York mayoral primary, Lamau. What the fuck is this gotcha? Of course it doesn't have a right to exist as a fucking ethno-state. No state has a right to exist to begin with. So this is obviously the common, talking point that states don't have a right to exist. They simply exist or don't. They can either enforce their borders and enforce their existence, or they can't. They don't have a right to exist. So that's basically the point that Hassan's making here. And that the idea that a state has a right to exist, that is used to get people to buy in to supporting that state, to militarily supporting that state to help them maintain their borders, is basically the point. So, Ethan responds, take it in, friends, dumbest tweet of all time, okay? No state has a right to exist, so Palestine doesn't have a right to exist. Correct. Further, why does it even matter if it's an ethno-state? If it doesn't have the right to exist at all? 24K pathetic brain-dead losers like this. At least we know the radical commies are looking for a revolution are debilitatingly stupid. The status quo is secured. This is like a pretty obvious analysis that like isn't really that crazy that Hassan's making here. And Ethan's spurging out over it. So, someone, Hassan fan channel, highlights the part where Ethan says, so Palestine doesn't have a right to exist? And I guess Ethan's taking that as, someone glanced at his thumbnail, doesn't know the context, and they're going to think Ethan's suggesting the idea that Palestine doesn't have a right to exist, that it should be, like, wiped away or something. But there's nothing wrong with this thumbnail. Is it salacious? Is it bait? Yeah. It's salacious bait, 100%. But there's no lie. It's not defamation. There's no legal grounds for you to go after this guy. So if these emails are real, if he really is doing this, this is absolute filth, scum behavior. If this is what's happening, if it's over this thumbnail and these are the emails, this is absolute filth, scum behavior from Ethan, if it is the case. If it is the case.
Things seem to add up.
No, I got to give a shout out to XQC.
Oh yes, that's another good one.
He's giving it up. Let's be honest, Felix. I did this scene for you. I did it for you. You did shame me into getting a nice watch, and I shot this just for you. It's Ethan Klein.
Oh nah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is this Ethan's basement? Okay, dude, time to erase your channel. Oh, wait, is he? Okay. Wait, did he lie about the original thumbnail? Did he lie about this? Is Ethan's basement lying about the original thumbnail? I think he might be. It's still not okay to threaten to dox someone over this. But that is actually technically a fake thumbnail. Oh, sorry, not a fake thumbnail. It's a fake story in the thumbnail. He changed it. Well, I don't know what the timeline is here. If this first message was sent before, there is a little bit of an argument. I can kind of see an argument. But what if he's still following up when it's been changed to this? Then that's not reasonable. I think this is a reasonable change. I think this is a totally fine thumbnail, this one. This one, obviously, you're faking stuff. Now, is it particularly egregious? No, I might not. I don't really care that much about this. It's like, it's a bad faith reading that is put into, like, a new thumbnail, a new image for a thumbnail. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is untrue. It is lying. It is lying. It's lying to sell a story. But the change is totally fine. This change is totally fine. So, absolutely, comment stand, Ethan's filth, if he's still going after him for this one. 100%. This is like standard fare for YouTube. This one's a little bit too far, I think. This one's past the line for YouTube. But this is standard fare. Highlighting part of something someone said like this. Very standard. EB already posted about the first change earlier. Got you. Got you. Yeah, exactly. I think even with the question mark, this would be totally fine. It's the issue is you've taken out the question mark. It was a rhetorical question. And this massively changes the meaning. Does massively change the meaning. So I don't think this is okay at all. I think I would say this is like not a good thumbnail to market your video with. Should not like sue Ryle for making her look even fatter. No. No. That's fair game. Making people look fat is fair game. That's totally fair game. That's comedy.
Hi there. My name.
Okay, he's just watching XQC reactor shit now. Okay, we don't care. We don't give a fuck.